Alright, so we about to load up and I'm gonna show y'all some stuff that y'all have been wanting to see. Run out to the picking pool this morning. It's 46 degrees here this morning. Oh, and this afternoon is supposed to be 72. That's North Carolina weather for you. So, change oil, change fuel filter. Alright. So what we're gonna do today is go out here to the picking pool and I'm gonna show y'all the car that you can do my front valence off of that I have on my Maverick or Comet. It's actually a Comet, but everybody knows it as a Maverick. It doesn't get any credit. So I've had a lot of people asking about it and you know where I got the valence from, what it came off of. It's custom made. So I'm gonna show you the car that it comes off of, and I'm gonna basically do a walk down on how you can make one yourself and tell you the steps. I've seen a lot of the drag cars how on your front end you have this big valence, you know, to really keep the air from getting out from underneath the car, and a lot of times they hug the ground really low. The problem with our Mavericks is, well, not problem, because I said that about the wing and then I got corrected. If you got a lot of money, you can go out and pretty much buy anything or get anything made out of fiberglass. The Mavericks, Ford Mavericks, Mercury Comets don't have a huge market for them, but there are plenty of race car companies that build all kinds of crazy stuff. So let me just go ahead and disclose that because I had that problem with the wing video. This channel's for guys who are DIY guys who wants to do it themselves and wants to save some money and not go out and spend a bunch of money. I'm not interested in just buying my race car. I like building it. So just going out and ordering a bunch of stuff that fits is not for me. I can cut costs literally in half, if not more, by building a lot of stuff, and I can have a lot more fun along the way and learn a lot of stuff, you know, and share it with you guys. Alright, so here's the car we are looking for. This is what we want. Right here. Here she is. You're probably like, what? This is what you want. This is a 03 Buick Century in all of its glory. Here's what we want. That's what we want. I swear, that's what we want. All right, the back bumper. Okay, now I'm gonna show a clip of the exact car that I got my bumper off of, and then I'm gonna show the clip of when I test fitted my bumper, or actually the pictures because I didn't videotape it back then. Like I said, I'm not gonna videotape it today, but this is the Buick Century that you want. So this is gonna be years 97 to 2003. This is the rear bumper you want. Now this one has damage on it. You could repair that if you use my golf cart video. We're at the Cape Fear Picking Pool in Wilmington, and you're looking at about $50 out the door for this rear bumper. There's a couple other to pick from. This is just the one I chose to film real fast, but you could probably also order this on eBay. So I'm not gonna tell you how to take it off. I think you can figure out how to take a bumper off. But what's cool about this bumper is that it goes down and then it humps out right here. It actually curves out. What I did on mine is I actually put an eBay rubber lip spoiler on the bottom to give it a little more kick out. And I'll show you all that when we get back to the house. But you want to get this off, and then what I did on mine is I actually cut right here on top of this body line a little bit up, and you're going to see that here in a second. That gives you a straight line all the way around. Now this bumper is a little more fatter right here, and then it does narrow taper down this way, so you do have to sometimes play with that to get it to look right. The one thing that you do have to work around with this bumper is you do have an exhaust port. Okay, so this is the little exhaust cutout. Now what I did on mine is I actually cut a filler panel. I actually used some of this up here. When I cut this off, I cut a piece to fit down here, and I actually plastic welded it in. If you don't know how to plastic weld, we'll have to go over that in another video, or you can look it up, or you can go back to my golf cart video and actually use the 3M product that we use to repair the green golf cart mess up on the cutouts. You could do the same method to repair this if you were doing it at your house, but you just kind of want a piece that's going to go from the bottom, that's going to go under here, up and over, and fill all that in so that you turn this into a one piece basically. So like I said, here it's 50 bucks. I don't know what it is on eBay or your local parts supplier, but you have, you know, a good amount of flat area to work with. Like I said, you could cut up here on this body line, or you could cut here. You know, you got to look out for the Buick logo. You definitely want to cut that out more than likely. On some of them, you could, on some applications, like even on mine, we gotta get back to the house, remember where I cut mine, but you can cut, and then when you get over here, you can actually curve it down like I did and go across and then come back up. Mine's cut out in the center for the intercooler, and that cut out a lot of that. The distance from here to here is actually a pretty good amount, and I had to cut mine back. So you'll also have to cut yours back, which is cool, because basically you have enough to work with on different applications or different cars, and you can make your curve whatever you want. So if you want a real aggressive curve, or if you want a square, you know, like whatever you need, you can make it curve. And what you want to do is when you hold it up there, you just want to follow the body line on your wheel well, because that's how cars are. So whatever vehicle you're putting it on, you want to follow your wheel well. But I wanted to show y'all the car that it come off of. Again, that's a 97 to 2003. This is a 2003. You know, and then we're going to go back to the house and go over the cuts I made and how I actually attached mine. Okay, and I want to give 100% credit where I picked this tip up from. I picked it up from Turbo John, and from what I've heard from a couple other people, he did this way back in the day. What happened is how I stumbled across it. How I stumbled across it was in some groups, at the Turbo John Racing Facebook group. Somebody actually commented and was like, "Hey John, back in the day, what didn't you cut a rear bumper off of a minivan and make it a front valence for a Fox body Mustang?" And eventually I immediately turned on notifications, because that's the type of stuff that I eat up. Eventually he commented back and said it wasn't off a minivan, it was off of like a Buick Century, but he couldn't really remember the exact year. So I immediately jumped on, started digging, and that's when I found out. And I think he later commented back that it was a late 90s or something, or 2000. I started digging, looking some pictures up, and figured out that it was the 97 to 03 rear bumper. And he did say it had one exhaust cutout in it that looked ghetto on his, because basically all he did was he just cut the bumper and slapped it on, left the exhaust cut out and everything. John, you are freaking amazing. But me, the style that I am, I've got to take it one step higher. And when I did this, I actually sent him pictures, because I give him 100% credit for this. I have no clue where he got it from. I'm pretty sure he said that he was just out looking one day for something in the junkyard for the front end, and it just dawned on him that, you know, maybe he could cut this bumper up and make it work. So I jumped right on it and started trying to figure out how to make this thing work on a Maverick or Comet, because I just absolutely wanted that flat, full front piece look without spending, you know, 100, 200, 300, I don't know. You know what? I'm sure somebody will tell me whatever it costs. So like I said, it's about $50 out the door for a bumper from my local junkyard, and then I plastic welded in the exhaust piece and then put it through paint. There's it all cut out. There's the body line. I cut, you know, what's that, an inch or so above it. Put the Zeus fasteners in it to hold it in. You can see a little better now that it's painted on it. I went in here, and when I cut this out for my intercooler, so the bottom of this actually is the same height as the intercooler. You'll see that once I get that put on. And then, you know, put some nice curves in it to make it where it don't look like junk. So it's got good curves this way, and then this way, you know, it's got it rolls out. And then that's the little rubber lip that I had went and got off eBay to put on the bottom of it. And all I did with that was just bolt it on, so that just goes around the bottom. So we'll get this put on the car, and I'll show you how it looks on the actual car. All right, so here's what we got. On the sides, like I showed you on the side of my bumper, when I cut it out, I put Zeus fasteners. So what I have is this aluminum tab. Okay, and I'm gonna try to show y'all the best I can. So you can see I have it set in the thickness of the bumper. And your fender's not perfectly straight. It has a little bit of a curve in it, but when your Zeuses pull it up, it'll be perfectly fine. I have the Zeus springs on the back, and then all I have is that aluminum plate bolted through the fender to where the factory valance was. So your factory valance bolts up to them fender clips, and that's all I've got it done. I've got an additional one drilled right there for this support. Since mine is a tube front end, I do have this little support that actually puts some strength to the fender so that it's rock solid and that it doesn't move. I've got both sides done like that. You know, so it Zeus in on both sides. Both sides are the exact same way. Now the center, what I have added since then is under my tube front end, I actually have this center bar. Now I added this center bar for this piece right here. Okay, this is actually out of like a Mazda, and then we found a scrap nut in the shop. So what this does is this screws in here, just like it would when you're towing a vehicle. That way you can pull this car, winch it onto the trailer, or you can pull it at the track if or when I blow it up. These holes right here are drilled for Zeuses also, so it'll get Zeus springs on the back, and then the front bumper will get a Zeus in the front bumper. How you take it out, Harper? You turn it. You know how to turn stuff. So it will get Zeuses. Put that up. So I'm gonna put it on the car. We're gonna bolt it on the car, and then I'm gonna show y'all how it goes on the car. And just keep in mind that I have not did the Zeus fasteners yet for the center. All I've got is the Zeus fasteners for the end, and then it's going to get two for the center to support it. I left the tabs on the inside right here in case I wanted to put a brace at the bottom. I could brace this back, but I haven't so far. I haven't needed anything. Here's what I've done with the exhaust cutout. So as you can see, it's plastic welded. Well, you can't see the plastic weld, but there is a patch in there, and it's solid. I can try to turn it upside down for y'all and show you real fast. Let's see here. Let's take it in here on the carpet. I do try to take care of my stuff a little bit, just not as much as most people do. I guess it's part of being a painter. You don't mind painting stuff twice. So you can see right there, which is actually all painted. I mean, you can't even tell, just like the golf cart video. So you can't even hardly tell it's patched. Now I didn't clean it up much because it is on the bottom, but there it is patched, and it's patched out of the scrap that was from the bumper. So let's put it on, and then I'll show you what it looks like on the car. Like outside with your lower valance on after it's all cut and formed fit. Like I said, I don't have the front Zeuses on it yet. I need to order them and get them on there, but that's what it looks like. For anybody that's wondering, I know I've had a ton of people ask me about this, so it's pretty simple to get on and off. It's a little bit of a pain because the bumper like wants to lay down like that. You have to fight with it, and right now currently my Zeuses are a little too tight. I need to order ones with a little longer reach. The ones I ordered, these were the first ones I ever ordered, and I kind of just learned as I went. But that's what she looks like. It's not too low to the ground. I like it. So we're actually gonna put the name of the car right there. And I know I released a video saying the name of the car was going to be the Paint and Paper, but I have changed my mind against that. The YouTube channel is going to stay the Paint and Paper Hustle, but the name of the car is not going to be the Paint and Paper. I've not finalized that name yet. But there it is for everybody that's asking or been asking. That's what she looks like. So you can see the molding off of the Buick, and then you can see how I cut it for the intercooler. Comment, share, subscribe. Let's keep growing this. Greatly appreciate y'all helping out and hitting 1,000 subscribers. I never thought we'd get there. Definitely gonna be posting more of this car. I know a lot of people like it. I'm just in the middle of building a lot of other projects and stuff. The golf cart stuff is pretty much done and wrapped up. showing them, Harp? You gonna take the lug nuts off? Let's leave them on. The golf cart stuff is pretty much wrapped up. I just had to get through them, and I just kind of dump the videos as projects come into my life. But there's gonna be more on this. Randy's car, as you can see, went to John to get the motor put in it. So we're gonna finish up all the doors and trunk lid and everything on that. But figured I would show you all this Valance that a lot of people's been asking about.